Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace and I got another TF2 cast here for you. But I'm not alone this time, no, I have the graceful Kip with me. How are you doing, Kip?
Oh, I'm doing graceful. I'm great. I'm really excited to be casting here. That's probably one of the better introductions I've had. But I'm really looking forward to this game. I heard it was a good one. It's two Div 6 ETF2L teams, a Playmate versus Skillpoint, and they are already at it at mid. We are here on Koth Pro Viaduct, and already seen some miniguns wrangling action. Those are going to play a huge part here on Viaduct. So yeah, Ace, tell me, what's your opinion on Viaduct? What do we see here at mid?
Well, it's perfectly just a stalemate. King of the Hill starts always, of course, at a stalemate. And that they are using mini sentry just pains me to my core just a little bit. Because mini sentries are known to be rather annoying as blue picks up the first capture. And they are, of course, putting up the aggressive to turn red back quite effectively.
Yeah, red lost a ton of players right there. They're down about 6, so blue took full advantage of that, pushing forward. They also still have their medic up, so we have 100% regular Uber ready to go. Salah is on the medic role for, let's see, Playmate, who is in blue, and Skillpoint is in red for this first round. So we'll see. They're holding right now on concrete. I don't know what you guys call it over there, but concrete is this area where I think I'm actually the only one who calls it that. But anyway, that's where they're holding, getting ready to be aggressive, and it looks like this pop will go off soon.
Yes, red is desperately trying to build up their Uber as well. I believe they are both using stock Ubers. But it seems that the medic on red went down again, and blue still holding on to that 100% Uber. So once again, the advantage goes to, of course, Playmate.
Yeah, so Rapidy, the blue pyro there, had a couple of good flare shots, and one of them took down Ashirat, that medic for Skillpoint. So we'll see if blue decides to use this. I mean, you can only hold Uber for so long before you become a huge target for a spy or a sniper. So I suggest popping this soon, but again, red isn't being very aggressive, so there's not a whole lot of reason for it.
I was going to say, because as long there is no spy trying to stab the medic, and as long as he can hold it and wait for that perfect moment to pop it, there's no reason to pop it. But there are, of course, stickies being spammed, and red is trying to push up through the concrete, I believe you called it, if I'm not mistaken, as the Uber on red is almost at 100% as well, but I believe the heavy went down there. And there's the blue Uber as well.
Yeah, blue Uber trying to get the medic right there. Ashirat fell back, but then was picked off by the scout. So some nice work right here from Playmate. A lot of coordinated actions, and Ashirat just can't stay alive. And this is very, very dominant play we're seeing out of the blue team.
It's indeed pretty aggressive on the blue side of things, as the aggression is still being put on the red team, as they are slowly trying to build up both their Ubers on both sides as well. But it looks like blue, with their aggression, are able to hold red perfectly back, as the numbers seem to be dropping.
I think at this point, red has to go crits. It needs to shake something up. They're not building Uber. They're not building it fast enough. Crits will allow them to get it up a little bit more, and blue is all congregated pretty much on the point here. So I think with a crits demo man, they could take the advantage. But with time ticking away, they're only about 70%. It's going to be very, very difficult for Skillpoint to come back here.
Yeah, and the blue medic perfectly popping that blue Uber as well, as he avoided the backstabs from the red spy brilliantly by keeping his back effectively to, of course, the wooden fence around mid. As red now also has their Uber ready, and now that blue has popped it, we might be seeing a turnaround quickly, as the heavy gets Ubered by the red medic, and he's on the point, but it seems to be... It's too late.
It's too late, and they were Ubered on the point, so weren't able to get any capture time. So that first point goes very, very distinctively to the blue team Playmate. Oh, very, very dominant right there. So red's definitely going to have to bring something different out this round. Staying alive on this midpoint is going to be key, because last time they lost so many players, they just weren't able to establish a position, and we're playing on the defensive the whole time.
Exactly, as both mini sentries have been put out, there is some Wrangler action going on as well, as both medics seem to be trying to build up their Ubers effectively. Red has a little bit of a lead, and I am not mistaken if they are still using stock Uber?
Yep, they're both still on the stock Uber, which is interesting. I like to see crits on this map, but not gonna happen in these first 2 rounds. It looks like Blue Soldier bombing in on Ashirad, but he was denied. So OCX or Ox going down right there. Good idea. I love to see roaming soldiers here on Viaduct. It just steps up that level of play so much more. And Oxy going there for it right there.
Yeah, and King of the Hill Viaduct is of course a relatively small map, so in a Highlander match, it is going to be rather chaotic though, even though for a roaming soldier, if he can make the plays, he can, but there's a lot of bodies that you should account for on the enemy team as well. As Red finally pushes up aggressively on that point and captured it as well. Very nice comeback right there.
Yeah, no small feat to Mikunio, the red sniper who took down opposing medic Salah, who was about 98% Uber. So that was huge pick right there and devastating for the blue team. So finally, yeah, Red coming back, positioning themselves in a little bit more of a dominant position. They're going to have Uber advantage. They have possession of the point. Things are looking up for a skill point. So they're definitely showing that they can bring their own in this match.
Exactly, but Red currently has a significant Uber advantage. More than double so if my quick math there is correct. So we might be able to see a good play again as the Girardi basically covers the vast majority of the blue team here as well. So we might be seeing some aggressive play hopefully soon if they can find an opening.
Yeah, you gotta love the Girardi on King of the Hill because everybody's always closer down to the point. So there was 3 players who were Girardi right there, but not being able to take advantage of it. Blue team did not take it. I'm sorry, Red team did not take advantage of it as Blue's now falling back. Red just coming out now with their Uber as Blue is rapidly building. We'll see if they'll be able to take out the medic because that's going to be key in this Uber, but not able to get Salah. He is dodging and dancing everywhere, about 50 health, and he's going to get away. So huge missed opportunity for Playmate. Or for Skillpoint, as Playmate's medic Salah does get away alive with 100% Uber.
And even though the 100% Uber got away, the numbers on blue team dropped like flies, and Red just completely decimated the blue team, making sure that that point stays theirs, as blue team is still a little bit in the lead based on time. And we might be able to see a turnaround actually towards the blue team once again, as the Uber forces Red to go back. Blue desperately trying to capture that red point, but the stickies from the Red demo keeping it at bay, but it's just not enough.
Yeah, Paku getting some nice pills and stickies in there. Now Red Heavy is going to try to do this all by himself, but Trance goes down. Owen, old Blue Heavy right there, had his mark on Red Heavy. So Owen, yeah, going down right there. Oxy again, or Ox, I guess, is again doing that roll and got a huge air shot on the spy right there in house. I don't know if you caught that, but
yes,
that
I was actually
pretty
looking
sweet.
at it. Yes, that was lovely indeed. So what we're gonna... Sorry?
Oh, just Blue now here in a good dominant position. But it has been shown that Red is kind of adapting right here. They have their medic alive with about 90% Uber. Should be pushing soon. And look at that demo spam. Oh man, Paku is just going crazy.
It looks like it is going to be effective though, as both medics have their 100% Uber, as Blue pops theirs. And if they can't make any use for that, as the Pyro proficiently uses his compression blast to keep the Uber at bay, you will find that the Red team currently has that Uber advantage, so we might be able to see some aggressive play, as there is the Uber being popped. Still the stock Uber, no crits yet, unfortunately so, as the Uber is slowly running out, and Red is capping that point, and has capped it in fact.
Yeah, and they got Salah in that exchange, so Blue medic down. As you said, it was a forced pop from the Blue combo from that demo spam. So Paku definitely doing his work. He was just sending pills over and over again onto the point, and that bought his team a huge advantage and really enabled them to take back this point.
Got a quick sniper versus sniper battle right there, as he got taken out before he could even aim correctly. That was wonderful. I like to see snipers making beautiful headshots myself. I might be a little bit biased there when it comes to that. And it seems that Red is also currently just holding that point as they should, because Blue is still on the upper hand when it comes down to that time for about 40 seconds. So a lot still can change, as Red has their Uber ready, as Blue is only building theirs up right now. So we might be able to see a defensive Uber as the Heavy gets it, pushing back that blue team and hopefully getting some nice picks.
Taking down the demo man there, so that's pretty essential in terms of containing the spam. They are going to fall back, not able to get too many frags with that, as blue team now going to try to negotiate a push, maybe send in some suicides. I think at this point, really, you gotta take out Ashy Rat. Oh, Salah goes down again. Oh man, Rack or RAK from Skillpoint, taking out both medic and heavy right there with 2 backstabs. So really nice work from Skillpoint's 5.
Exactly, it's a beautiful stabs, even though every time a stab has happened, I die a little bit inside. But even though the blue team was falling in numbers, Axis, the blue sniper, managed to get a nice pick here and there with his sniper rifle. So they were pretty much holding their aggressiveness a little bit back because, you know, roaming free against an enemy sniper that is proficient with his headshot is a very dangerous thing to do.
Oh man, especially on Viaduct. But right here, we're just seeing a great defense from Red Team. They popped their Uber with about 13 seconds to go, pushed up, pushed back Blue Team, and Skillpoint just not able. Playmate just not able to come back from that.
Exactly, so it's 1-1 right now. Nice turnaround, as the first win was pretty, pretty certain, to say the least.
Yeah, pretty one-sided.
Yeah, but this was definitely not as one-sided as the first match, so they are definitely stepping up their game, and now we are currently in the third match, and I'm hopefully seeing some crits soon. Hopefully.
It looks like they're both on their medigun. Salah has this festive medigun, so he wants to use it and make it known. But so far, yeah, I'd like to see some crits eventually, but usually you see them used out of desperation or trying to just change the flow of the game. And so far, these teams have been pretty evenly matched, and I guess they feel that they don't really need to do that desperate maneuver right now.
Exactly, I'd like to pull out the crits, or like to see crits, when one team is pretty much dominating the control point and is constantly able to push back, because having those crits allows you to push even harder into the enemy team's base, of course. As both Ubers are being popped here on the point, it seems that they are both not as extremely effective as they want, as the blue Uber has been pushed back by the compression blast by the pyro, and red was just caught out of place altogether.
Yeah, Orzel, the pyro from Skillpoint on red team, was doing some great air blasting work right there. Pretty much stopped Blue Uber from being able to do anything effectively. And good work right there, but as you can see, Blue is already pushing right back, so red didn't really take control of the point. I mean, they took control of the point, but they didn't have that position power to really defend it. They're just now coming back with some of these heavier classes. We'll see if they can defend, but it looks like Blue has enough presence on here that they may be able to take it back rather quickly.
It looks like it. Both teams are currently equal on the time, as Blue has picked up the control point, taking the lead once more though. I saw some nice picks there by the red spy, but it wasn't enough because Blue had their presence on the point already, and you can only do so much as a spy before you get caught, as the red Uber has been popped, forcing on that control point, trying to make some room for the red team to move up and potentially capture it back, as they do get the pick on the heavy, and the medic dies as well. So it seems that red might be able to turn the control point around here.
Yeah, at one point, Blue only had 2 players alive. They're just now getting some respawns. But red does capture that point right there. So looking up for them. And I don't know if you saw Lank, the soldier for Skillpoint, had a 3K after some Girardi went down on the point. It was pretty epic. Oh, and RAK Rack taking down Salah with another backstab. So Rack has just been on fire. He's actually second on his team in points right now with 34. So he's been doing some nice spy work. And Viaduct, definitely one of those maps where those assassin classes, the spy, the sniper, can go huge. And looks like we're seeing that from Rack.
Exactly, but Blue has still got that control point, of course. Yep. But they do have the Uber disadvantage, as red almost is at 100%, slowly and steadily building. But it seems that Blue has their defenses up, the mini sentries are out there as well. And it looks like the spy is looking for an opening behind enemy lines, but he does get picked off by the scout there, who is surprisingly enough also covered in Girardi.
That's Mr. Pickle Nose, which I just want to say out loud because that's an awesome name. But yeah, he's been doing some nice work just defending the flanks, although his score doesn't really reflect that. Anyway, we do have this Uber pop from red as they're pushing onto the point. Can't get any kills as, Owen actually does go down right there. Picked off by the Dumbo man. Red pushing onto the point. Let's see if they can get that player presence, but oh yeah, the NG for Playmate right there, taking out the medic Ashy Rat, and without those overheals, it's going to be a little bit harder for red to push onto this point, and blue is really contesting it quite hard.
But it seems not quite hard enough though, as red is able to capture that point. And yes, I did see the engineer going going ham, if you like, on that medic. You don't see that a hell of a lot often, that the engineer gets a shotgun kill on a medic, I must say. So that was quite a refreshing point of view, if you like, as red comes in flying And it looks like they're going to try to hold blue back as they have the control point. But that mini sentry is just ticking away as the soldier finally takes it out. And it seems that red is forced to go back as they are not having the numbers to hold blue. As also the blue Uber comes in with the pyro this time. It is currently finished. And it seems that red is just dropping in numbers quite quickly.
Yeah, and they can't really afford to lose too many players right now. Can't afford suicides or anything at this point because they have about 80% Uber. Asherat is close right now, and they desperately need this Uber to push back onto the point because there's only about 40 seconds left for blue team to hold on. And yeah, we're in this third round here, tied 1-1. So whoever goes up, that's significant momentum carrying on to the other rounds.
Exactly, as of course the red Uber has been popped as they try to desperately get that point. They are almost running out of time. It seems that blue doesn't have their defensive lineup as they are being pushed back proficiently, and red is trying to capture the point. But actually, some very nice stabbing there. Not even a backstab, just a stab right in his face to take him out as blue moves up on the point to defend it once more. And it looks like they are going to win this match. So 2-1 in favor of Playmate.
Yeah, a nice defensive hold there at the end. A huge pill came in and sent Asherat flying, so no medic definitely contributed to Red's just dissolution on the point, not able to do anything in those last few seconds. So we are, yep, Playmate up 2-1. And real quick, I just wanted to give a national shout out. Playmate is an all Estonian team, whereas Skillpoint is all Polish team. So repping those national prides, gotta love it. So just.
And I just want to also point out myself that just when the previous match ended, or the previous round I should say, there was just a lovely Girardi just on the blue team, just to rub it in that they were, well, I suppose you can't really rub in if you have won the game. I just found it funny that the entire team was covered in Girardi. Just have to point that out for a second.
Yeah, just rubbing Girardi in the wound. Anyway, blue coming out of here strong. Salah staying alive, whereas Asherat went down. So close to an Uber right here. But that mini sentry gun, I don't care what you say about it. It is amazing and makes an engineer. Evil. It makes an engineer a viable class on King of the Hill, which is great. And as you can see, then it allows the engineer to roam. And had a pretty big pick from NG's the first round. Oh yeah, or in the third round right there. So blue does take control of the point. They have this pretty sweet Uber advantage. We'll see if they decide to move off of it. Red still sending a lot of spam and contesting this point, so I would think this Uber should come off soon because a lot of pressure from Salah. Indeed, there goes the Uber as they're flying in with the heavy. Medic for red is kind of caught out, but they can't take advantage of that as Asherat gets away alive with about 80% Uber. As medic now for blue is caught out of nowhere. Oh man, Salah is so hurt and he needs to get out of there, but his heavy goes down. He pulls out the Uber saw, not gonna make it.
It was a desperate attempt of victory though. Also that spy trying to desperately use his knife efficiently, but it just didn't want to connect as now the red Uber comes in to the control point, and it looks like they are able to clean up the mini sentry. And it looks like blue isn't there really to contest. They are slowly moving in though. As there's the stab! Double stab! Can we get a triple stab there? It looks like Blackbeard drops though as well, but very nice stab there to hold down that red team as blue now themselves are, well, looking for the control point.
Yeah, red just now capping for the first time this round, so they're at a significant disadvantage, about minute 30 down on the clock, and as you can see, they did not hold for very long. Their player presence was just not there on the point, so blue comes back pretty rapidly to take mid again, and they only have about minute 20 left, so they're sitting in a good position here, have a bit of an Uber advantage as well. So we'll see if what red decides to do. I think at this point you definitely have to send in some suicides, try to get that medic to pop or drop, but doesn't look like it's really happening for red. They're sending in their heavy, trance gets mowed down. Only 60 seconds left. I don't know if red can do this. They're not in a great position right here.
They are definitely not in a great position as they do have a Uber disadvantage on their hand as well as a number disadvantage, and blue is just roaming. We see the rocket jumper just taking up the air and just using that high ground advantage to hold the flank on the right side as the left side is getting dominated by the heavy pyro and sniper, and of course also the demo spam. It's looking very bleak for red to say the least, and it would be a play of plays if you like if they are able to get back on that point and blow my mind actually.
Oh, it would be very difficult because Salah's holding Uber right now, so all he has to do is pop and hold on the point. Red Uber is popped right there. It looks like Ashy Rat was forced and they're way out of position. They won't be able to do anything with this Uber, and in fact, down goes the Pyro, down goes the Heavy. Now Medic is all alone being chased by an Uber, and this is probably GR, and I think it may be GH, which means a good half as we will go into the second half, since we are 3-1 right here.
Exactly, and of course, if you want to see the second half, go to Kip's channel, link is below.